if you can set yourself up 2-0, that's always something to try and do, and Liquid is attempting that by choosing their best battleground.
All right, well, we're going to battleground number 2, Dragonshire. Dahaka, one of the names of the game here for this battleground. Alex, though, has shown that he enjoys Blaze on this battleground too. Will Blaze become something that Team Liquid continues to shut down, or will they still allow for Tricked Esports to have it?
Tricked still with the bans on Abathur. That hasn't changed. This is their MO. Abathur is banned by them all the time. They really don't like him included in any draft. But as you said, one of the heroes to watch out for is Blaze. Now, Liquid won the last game. So the question is, do they really prioritize him highly enough? I wouldn't say that it's a first ban for them. If anything, I would expect Blaze to be banned on the second slot. For now, Team Liquid mostly looking, I would assume, towards Genji again.
Yeah. Unless they have any fears of Hanzo getting picked up for Tricked Esport and they'd rather not face off against that, the Dragon Arrows have just been game-winning in a majority of these games, especially towards that late game. So it's something that you really do have to consider in your draft. If we leave up the Hanzo and our opponents pick it up, can we handle that Dragon
Trick
Arrow?
plays a lot of Hanzo. They played Hanzo 6 times already.
But they play Genji too with Rocket.
Yeah, so they have both, and I feel this is why they are waiting this long right now, and they ban out Genji. Marke has shown incredible Genji play in 2017 in particular, so right now, it's basically, it's a loss-loss. You're sitting there, you're saying, okay, if we ban Hanzo, they pick Genji. If we pick Genji, if we ban Genji, they pick Hanzo. They decide that they would rather face off against Hanzo than against Genji. Absolutely fair, but at that point, you just have to make a choice.
Yep.
The only other thing that you could do is you are willing to ban something else, and then you, if they pick Hanzo, you pick Greymane. If they pick Hanzo, you pick Genji. If they pick Genji, you pick Hanzo. That's the other option that you have. But they go for Greymane instead, combo it up with a global. And let's not forget, when they played their games on this map against Zealots, Dahaka was the one hero that really just changed the game, so they have the global now available.
Yeah, on that left side, when he was able to finally get the drag, but constantly keeping the team in the game. So moving into it for Tricked Esports, we have the Hanzo. Uther seems like a pickup you want to grab here. Keep that away from Greymane. They still have the chance to ban it out if they would like. So Malfurion is still an option. They decided to go ahead and pick up the Malfurion, so I'm expecting a ban later on.
Yeah, and also we have Blaze taken, and I really like the position for Blaze to be picked, because Liquid would have banned him out. I'm pretty sure of that. You know Alex wants to play him. It's a good map for a solo laner. He is fantastic in the solo lane. So Trick just makes sure that they get Blaze. So they prioritize him very highly. They just suffered on the last map the first loss that they ever had with Blaze, so they're currently 3-1. But they still believe that he's the hero on the solo lane that gives them the most value. Tracer immediately banned out since Malfurion is now on the side of Tricked, and they don't want to give that over to Marke. But let's see what Tricked is going to ban out here.
It's got to be the Uther, right?
I would say so. I mean, if Greymane is over there, you already are a little bit weary of the Divine Shield into Greymane combo. I would definitely go for Uther, and they agree. So yeah, they head in, ban out Uther. I think that's a smart call to make.
So they're now gone. Team Liquid will be looking for their main tank pretty soon here. Any possibility? No, Malfurion wouldn't be here with Dahaka coming in.
Muradin is a hero that they play a lot. They played Muradin 5 times. He is actually the tank that has the highest involvement rate when it comes to Team Liquid, their most popular one. But sits still only at roughly 40%, so it's not like they're using him every game. But Sport Billy has definitely shown that he likes to play Muradin, so that's something that they could play here. And it would also really work as a setup for Dahaka's Twong, for example.
I'm kind of curious though if we look at the Tyrael instead, maybe? Tyrael would be good there for the Greymane.
That's another good point. Tyrael is actually like a really, really good point. I didn't even think about that, which is a bit weird since we talked about Tyrael so much. But
he's new.
Yeah, Tyrael with Greymane would work for them as well if you're willing to commit to him as the main tank right now. But they go for Muradin again.
Okay, so Muradin and Chromie.
I think one of the reasons why they might go for Muradin over Tyrael is also that they are probably expecting Trick to also at least lean towards Muradin, since that setup that we saw on the last map, where you try to lead with the Stormbolt and then there's an easy jet propulsion hit from Blaze that locks the target down even further. Can be quite annoying if you have a couple of squishies. If that happens to Chromie, for example, she would be more or less dead. So picking Muradin away helps, and already you want to play Muradin, or Spot really likes to play him. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good setup for them.
Well, we get Li Ming and the Nubarak coming back for Tricked Esport.
Yeah, Tricked has played him 4 times, 75% win ratio. They only lost a single map with the Nubarak so far.
So our final pick coming in, going to be a support for Team Liquid. Uther is not up and available. Team Liquid has played both Malf and Uther in the past, but since they're both not on the table, what support comes in for them?
I mean, you can always go Rhaegar.
Yep, there's a Rhaegar.
I'm absolutely okay with them going for Rhaegar here. Rhaegar has fallen in priority for the teams after his first weekend, where he was the go-to healer and was played in nearly every single game. And he didn't really excel in terms of his win ratio. And then afterwards, the Malfurion Tracer composition became extremely prevalent. We had a lot of Uther picks because he combos so well with Greymane. The Divine Shield overall just allowed a lot. The stun combos that he can set up with him. So Uther and Malfurion have definitely taken over. But Rhaegar is always a good fallback option if you can go for that. We've seen a few Kharazim games, mostly on Battlefield of Eternity, where you try to go for instant blow-ups. Sometimes you see a palm there. But in a setup like this, Rhaegar makes a lot of sense, and he's always a solid option.
Yeah, you just need that cleanse, especially with that Dragon's Arrow coming out. Yeah. If it hits one target, you can save them at least. I was thinking about Lucio for a second, but with a new rec being picked up, Cocoon just makes it much more difficult to play him. So the Rhaegar here for the double tank play, and we're going to see how Team Liquid will handle Trick Esports as we gear up for game number 2. If you look at the draft right now, are you thinking that Blaze will be able to put enough pressure on the opposing team here for Team Liquid as we get ready for the match?
Blaze is going to have a very good time at the top lane. Currently, Blaze is really in a position where a lot of players say, outside of Sonya, most solo laners have a problem against him. So even if Alex doesn't straight up win the map, I think he's not going to lose it. So we're heading into our second game. Liquid currently in the lead with a 1-0 in the series. And to the left, we are seeing Crosby on Hanzo. For Tricked Esports, Grand Pakete on Malfurion, Li Ming played by Marke Remaball on Nubarak, and Alex the Pro G on Blaze.
For Team Liquid on the right. Sport Belly playing Murden, Nurok on Chromie, Splendor playing Rhaegar, Eternal on Dehaka, and Hasuops for Greymane.
Yeah, Hasuops on Greymane here, once again. Greymane is in Europe still the heroes that is involved in most of the games. And that's not only his overall involvement rate, where he sits at 96% of the games that are played in Europe, but he also is actually played in 77% of the games. It's actually pretty crazy. And globally, that is reflected in North America and Korea as well. So Greymane by right now the most popular hero when it comes to actual play.
Team Liquid trying to slow down the movement from the middle lane to the bottom for Trick Esports, but they're able to move as a squad of 4. Murden doing his best to showcase what Dignitas did earlier, slowing down the rotations and trying to deny experience. It's all about that 1v1 lane, though, on the top side. Dehaka versus Blaze. Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, and also Chromie is a really interesting hero, because Chromie has played 8 games in Europe, sits at a 50% win ratio, but the interesting part about that statistic is that all the losses that Chromie has are from games where Leftovers played her. Outside of Leftovers playing Chromie, every single team that has played Chromie so far has won their game. Team Liquid has won 2 games with Chromie, Dignitas has won a game with Chromie, and Method has won a game with Chromie as well. So outside of the games where Leftovers picked the hero, Chromie is undefeated in Europe.
Wow, we'll see if she'll be undefeated here against the Hanzo. That's one of the reasons why we're seeing that Chromie mixed up a little bit more. First off, she's good on maps like this. You're able to control the lane pretty well whenever you have wave clear in front of you when it comes to the tank, but stopping that Hanzo, we talked about it in the last series. You can always have that Chromie factor. If you can one-shot Hanzo on the back line when they're not expecting it, you just instantly win the team fight.
Yeah, one of the biggest letdowns of the hero is his hit point pool. So if you can exploit that, then you find yourself in a good spot. But aggression on the map, I Tricked with the first camp here, doing a really good job against those towers. The first wall is about to fall. Liquid is finally starting to realize they have to make a rotation happen, and they go down with 4. Spot Billy does not connect with a stun, and that leaves the Nubra currently in the mid lane. Up to the top, we still have Alex fighting with Dehaka, and thanks to the night camp that was taken a bit earlier, Alex has his hands full trying to defend all of this.
You should be able to clear that up, but we'll take him a few seconds. Can Team Liquid during this time period grab the dragon? Not going to make a play for it. Instead, they use the shrines as a distraction as they grab the giants to answer back the push that Tricked Esport had earlier against their own turrets.
I find it really funny that we have now this early night camp taken again against Tricked, because the last time that happened, it was in the match against Dignitas, and Tricked was caught completely off guard and lost nearly an entire fort because of it. Right now we have with Blaze a hero at the top lane that has a much easier time dealing with that situation. Also, in comparison to Dignitas, Team Liquid did not push heavily with the top, but it's still cool to see these early night camps taken now.
Yeah, Blaze giving a little bit more clear there. I think it was a Sonya that they were facing off against last time. Yeah, that's got completely pushed in. Still shows the adaptation between week 1 and week 3 and how quickly these teams will learn. Team Liquid stays near the experience of Tricked Esport with their giant push. They're trying to protect it. Sadly, with Chromie and Rhaegar, it's a little bit hard to control those giants. You usually need something a little bit more durable in that front line, so Tricked Esports easily handle it, and they also grab the Shrine.
Yeah, and when all is said and done, the experience is nearly the same, as he said. So now we still have the situation that we've seen earlier. Here's again the trying to slow down rotations, so Sport Billy sitting around a bit. He always has the ability to jump out of the fight up to the top lane. Blaze in a fight against Dehaka, locked down into it. Has, of course, a self-sustain, but Tricked is getting a bit more aggressive here. They're trying to lock down Hazox on Greymane. Dehaka even moving in, trying to make a play for Grand Paquette, but doesn't connect with anybody here. Well done by Tricked, and they are making the play now.
They are. Even a Impale coming in. Tricked Esports. Ooh, Li Ming and Hanzo arrows come in, get the kill, and we're going to have Dehaka deleted.
Yeah, and Chromie in the meantime has retaken the bottom shrine, and that was the saving grace for Team Liquid, since Tricked was already looking to grab the Dragonite. But still, we have Sport Billy extremely low, and he has no way of contesting this. So the Dragonite is taken after all. Hanzo pushed Chromie back at the bot lane and reclaimed the shrine. So Tricked Esports gets the first Dragonite of the game.
A call back to BOE, where Tricked Esport was able to grab the first objective. Let's see what they can do with this here as they work on the middle. They do have the bottom fort already opened up, remember, from that giant push we had earlier. So that is definitely a point that Team Liquid will have to defend, as Tricked Esports intends to put their foot on the throat, try and get that fort.
Yeah, they had already an advantage in the last game, and Liquid came back in the late game. And that's, of course, again possible, since we have Dehaka. Globals are powerful for Liquid, they showed it. And they go for Muradin here. Good job again, though. Cleanse comes out, but the fort is already so low. Alex missing the jet propulsion. Not hitting anybody here, but Sport Billy is really suffering at that front line.
Yeah.
Muradin is getting attacked quite heavily, but here comes Dehaka, and they're trying to go for the fight. Alex low, and he should fall here. Grand Paquette is trying to help him out and is actually able to cover the retreat with a quick root on the ground and a heal. So Alex survives after all. And just look how close Tricked is to level 10.
Impressive disengage from Tricked Esport. They tried to suffocate that fort on the bottom, but Team Liquid is able to push in and almost get Oxyprogy. Absolutely stellar that it gets away. That would have been a nice little experience hike for Team Liquid, and they need it. A full level behind, 10 for Tricked Esport, and they are controlling the map. A good 20 to 30 seconds here, where they can just kind of do whatever they want. Do they want to grab the fort in the bottom? Do they want to push in the middle? Do they want to force a fight in the night camp? And they are setting up on the night camp.
Yeah, they are just invading. They are aggressively invading the opponent's night camp. They can always move back to take their own. But right now, without heroic abilities, Liquid can do very little about it. But Liquid is still trying, and Rema actually moves out. That's the problem. Alex will have to go for the bunker here, and he does. The arrow comes out, doesn't hit anything. Hanzo isn't there. Bunker taken. They're trying to go for it, and oh Muradin! He's so low. Market tries to get the kill, or at least push him back in with a wave of force, but doesn't hit. And they claim it. They barely get it, but they do.
And the best part about claiming that is Hanzo was able to clear the minions.
They're going to lose the fort in the bot lane because...
Yeah, the Giants can't get it.
This is going to fall. They don't rotate anyone down. What do they? Is Muradin or Greymane, are they going to be fast enough? I doubt it. The wave already pushes in. Liquid doesn't have 10. They were trying to go for it. Hanzo's arrow missed at the camp, but they were still able to claim it, and now they're focusing on their own. And Greymane is actually in time to save the fort. It's close, but they're saving it.
He pulls them in Niagara too. Wow, nice job there by Team Liquid. A quick, speedy run from Greymane to get the bottom to clear out those Giants, and now we have an 11.5 to a 10.5. Team Liquid seems to have gotten a little bit more composure now to get more aggressive on the map, knowing they have their heroics. They grab the bottom shrine, taking night camps as well. And Team Liquid has weathered the storm.
Yeah, it's not quite over this just yet, but you're right. The entire pressure play that Team Liquid... Oh, again, the arrow up at the top lane. I don't really think they necessarily needed that. They're going straight in for the Dehaka. He's down, and that is a massive invade. And Liquid is looking to trade at the bot lane. I'm actually...
Yeah, they can.
I was actually for a moment wondering how aggressive they're going to be around this, if they make a play maybe even for keep. Tricked Esports then is just trying to push a little bit faster. But instead they're currently moving into the mid lane here, so they're willing to give a few hit points up. Trick is half a level away from 13. Spot barely anchoring the side, trying to slow all of this down. But they're attempting to go for Azorbs, but the stun misses. The burrow charge hits home. Spot Billy is still in there, and now Alex is moving in from the side with a propulsion thingy.
Ethernal comes in on the side. Sport Billy trying to stay alive. Should be able to jump pretty soon. Sport Billy trying to hold down on the shrine. Finally does escape. Gonna have a jet propulsion available for Alex the Prodigy, but does not get the opportunity to move in.
I could for the life of it not come up with that name in that moment.
I like the new term that you came up with it. The jet thingy.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Like, I seriously was struggling with like, what's that called again?
It's a pretty long one, too. If you're in the middle of Rap God moment and you pull that out, oof, that'll trip you up.
All right, here we go. Dragonite, number 2, Tricked. I mean, they are doing it again, same as BOE. Now they just have to be careful that Team Liquid is not turning it around. But there's another fort that's gone. So 2 forts. Nice punt. Already training a little bit for the NFL. Getting Spot Billy down here and moving straight in. Training for the Super Bowl here, I like it.
Look at you, talking about football. Caldor full American now.
Hey, I always watch the Super Bowl, okay?
All right, all right. 13 right around the corner, Dahaka working on it. It's actually okay for Chromie. Chromie's getting close to finishing on her quest. They don't mind defending against a Dragon Knight. Obviously, they don't want to give it away, but it makes it much easier for Chromie to finish those stacks. She's actually 12 away from finishing that quest that she has. And with Team Liquid hitting level 13, they'll be in a pretty prime spot here to save their keeps, and that's fine for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Chromie currently is sitting at 13,000 damage. Li Ming is a bit higher on 16k, but Sport Billy, he's the one who's taking the blunt force of all of these aggressions. He's always at the front soaking the damage. He's doing a fantastic job at it, but he's also playing it really close to the limit since he is so close to dying every single time. He needs to really be careful here as we have Tricked again, pushing in heavily, but Liquid, thanks to the 13, can at least fight on eye level.
And so now they have fought off 2 different Dragon Knights from Tricked Esport. They have lost 2 forts, but they have taken 1 away from Tricked. So if Team Liquid can get a kill or 2, they'll be back in here. Still a level behind in experience, but they're definitely holding on. Tricked is doing well. They're controlling this early game. They're heading into the mid game in a great spot, but Team Liquid, very similar to what we saw last Battleground. They have the tools to turn it around.
Yeah, they definitely do. And a quick kill. You talked earlier about how a Chromie composition can easily take down Hanzo. So if you throw into that also Greymane, that's another good advantage that they have with this. Greymane also with Cursed Bullet here. I could have definitely seen him go for the throat, considering that we have Hanzo and Li Ming. Both of those basically scream that you, after a good combo with Chromie, can just try and blow them up from the side. But they opted to pressure the tanks a little bit more and punish them at that front line. And you could see that in the way that they were trying to go for example, Blaze and also Nuburak. But it's still interesting to me. I personally expect I expect to go for the throat here.
Their hope here to kill a Nuburak. First bullet negates the idea of a spell shield, and then Chromie combo into a Bronze Talons might be enough to get the kill, but so far Tricked has played safe. Rimmer on that Nuburak has not overextended at all, and remember, if he does, he has Grandpa Kit in the back line, who has been a strong support for Tricked Esport in the last few weeks to keep him alive.
And Tricked is now, obviously, I mean, very transparently playing for 16. They're just saying, okay, we have an entire level lead. Let's make sure that we get something out of it. Let's wait until 16 hits, and then with that talent advantage, we make our play. But I love that Liquid moves down, and with the rotation on the map, quickly takes another camp. That's going to buy them a little bit more time. And all they need right now is enough time to get their level 60 talent before Tricked Esports is able to claim another Dragon Knight.
Good reveal here. Chromie using Time Walker's Pursuit to scout out Tricked Esports. Knows they can buy a little bit more time for Sport Billy to soak that experience, but the moment a Nuburak shows up, they have to disengage. A web wrap.
Yeah, Sport Billy is also still working on his quest. He's currently sitting at 22 Stone Bolts.
Almost there.
So one of the reasons why he always sticks around a little bit longer, just to get that one hit in.
And both quests are almost done for both Chromie and Muradin. 3 away for the Chromie, 3 away for the Muradin.
Yep.
16 coming up soon here. Team Liquid rotates in with a wave. They might be able to grab that 16 themselves. Ethernal is going to engage on Blaze. Blaze able to sneak out isolation into a drag, and we're going to have a shield.
The shield comes out, but Alex is still going to fall, is he? Yep, there we have it. The kill against Blaze, and that's the problem. for Trick Esports. Team Liquid rotating in before they had 16, but the Dragon Knight is taken in the meantime. So the kill against Blaze is confirmed, but Alex bought enough time on the Shrine to allow the Dragon Knight to be taken by Hanzo in the mid lane. So the death of Blaze hurts, puts Liquid also on 16, but now they have the Dragon Knight to play around. And with the Dragon Knight, they can actually still wait a little bit for Blaze. Maybe not to quite cross the map since there are only 40 seconds left, but they can definitely poke on a couple of waves, get the experience on the lanes. But the lead around 16 that we saw earlier for Trick is now gone.
Yeah, it's been mitigated. And Trick Esport, they're waiting for that Blaze to come up. With Hanzo being in the Dragon, they miss out on their engage. The Dragon's Arrow. They're going to need Blaze to be in that front line too, with a new Brack being a little bit weaker in terms of health pool. The Team Liquid has taken the opportunity to push in top, and now they'll come back and defend.
Look how aggressive they were around the top. I really like this, because what they expected is that someone goes for the wave. There were 2 waves at the top. That's a lot of experience. So Liquid expected someone to make a rotation to the top lane, so they sent 3 heroes top, because they knew that Trick would eventually push the bot lane, so they just have to Hearthstone back. But if they get a kill at the top lane, that would have been fantastic for them. So it didn't work out, but the thought process is awesome. I really like it. It was a cool idea.
And as we head to late game, remember a good 2 to 3 minutes ago where we said Team Liquid was a level behind? They are now tied up against Trick Esport. Alex Proji controls the choke, but slowing sounds makes it a little bit too difficult for Trick to go for a full fight.
And now what happens?
Dehaka.
It's Dehaka time, exactly. So now the map is open. Forts are gone, and Dehaka is already controlling the vision of Trick, taking a few walls down as well. This is now a position where Eternal can again just soldier through for his team. Make sure that he gets the experience, tries to bring them a little bit closer to 20, but more so than anything else, push the lanes out. Push the waves away, limit vision of your opponent, make it harder for them to engage into the Shrine. He needs to be careful that he doesn't get ganked. That's where his team needs to tell him who leaves the mid lane, who do they see,
Communication's key.
who's in range. Just communicate all the information that you have to make sure that Dehaka knows what could potentially come his way. So this is going to be a huge part of the game right now, the amount of value that Eternal on Dehaka can get for his team, because the global is now becoming more important than ever in this match.
And meanwhile, Chromie is very content to sit on the side and calls you throw out Sandblaster for once she hits, increasing that damage, being annoying to Trick Esport. Rimmer and crew come around the side, they find a Murd, and he's able to pop the Avatar, but can he survive? He gets away, Sportboy jumps straight into the spell shield. Dragon's Arrow will be used, but Trick Esport can't chase.
Yeah, Trick doesn't get the kill. They're not close enough with anybody else to just lock him down and take him apart. So right now, Murden walking away from this. He had to use Avatar. So in terms of cooldowns, Trick still trades up, but that's of course not what they were hoping for here. They were hoping for a kill against him so that they can play for the next Dragon Knight.
And that Dragon Knight Shrine activates now. Dehaka instantly gets the top. Team Liquid on the bottom, and for the 4th time in this game, working on the Night Camp. They have both of them now pushing, with the top side pushing in. Have to pull away though, because Trick shows up.
Yeah, bot lane, that's where they make their play. Now Dehaka has taken the top shrine, so they needed to fight for the bottom. 5-manning it now. And that allows Dehaka at the top lane to just use all the space in the world to de-push the Night Camp that Trick Esports has set on course. And then he will be able to start pressuring towards the keep with their own Night Camp. And that is the awkward position that you're now in if you are playing on Trick Esports side. The blue team is in a spot where they need to hold a shrine, but they also somehow need to react to the situation. And Eternal is now removing another wall just to limit the vision.
And notice how Murden and Greymane were in the middle of the map. They were making sure that Trick Esport wasn't rotating up.
Look at this. They hide in the shadows. Dehaka needs to move back at the top because he doesn't know where they are. They could always come his way. And now they're pressuring heavily at the bot lane. So immediately once they are seeing them on the map again, Dehaka says, okay guys, I'm not going for it. I'm going for the top lane, I'm pushing it. But if Trick stays, they need to go for keep. If they stay right now, they need to trade.
Can they push into a Chromie and a Greymane though, with a cocktail coming in?
I think they can with the camp.
Trying.
They lost the aura, but they still can go for it. They're doing the job. Dehaka at the top basically does the same, and so far they're doing well here. Bunker is still available. Alex doesn't even use it. Finally moves over the jet propulsion, but they have taken the keep. Here comes Dehaka, the 5 versus 5. They're trying to go for it. Eternal immediately moves away again. They're going for Alex, and here comes the bunker play. He used it immediately for the extra armor. Is moving away already, dodging the storm bolts too. If Chromie can hammer him down, that would be the dream, but Eternal is looking for the tongue, doesn't get it. Nice use of the wave of force here as they're moving away. And Trick Esports, they get the keep and they still hold on to their own at the top.
Impressive here. Team Liquid gets 20, but they lose out on the keep trade.
That's also now a question with decision making. What do you think? Could Ahaka have taken the keep if Liquid tries to just keep them at the bot lane long enough?
Yeah, I think he stays up there and gets at least one more level, gets to 20, that way he has Contagion, because if he comes in behind with a Contagion and hits 3 people, that's game over, right?
Yeah.
Just get one more wave at least. You don't have to get the keep, but still, Team Liquid decided to came back, and now they're in a spot where they have to fight for the Shrine. Dragon's Arrow comes in and lands on Chromie.
20 versus 20, shields coming out right now. Immediately the 20 Storm Talent used by Rhaegar as the arrow comes in. Both of the Shrines taken by Team Liquid, but now Tricked has an advantage again. They have an edge. They have taken the keep at the bot lane. So this wave, this lane is constantly pushing against the red team now. And Blaze already moving in, reclaiming one of the Shrines, taking a bit of the pressure off that they experience in the mid lane now.
Team Liquid aims to reapply said pressure though, as they grab the Giants to have them start pushing in. Dehaka with Brushsucker up should be able to start heading back to that top lane and resume the idea of trying to get a keep.
Alex this time has gone into burn notice, so additional slow that he currently has on that with the damage, additional slows, and with the stacking, he can now really put out the numbers. And I mean, we're talking always about Blaze and what he brings to the team. Just to give you a bit of an idea, Blaze is currently sitting at 140,000 siege damage. The only other hero that is better than him in this game is Hazobs on Greymane, who sits at 160k. But also from a damage perspective, Alex is looking strong. 23,000. It's pretty impressive if you consider that Hazobs has only 26,000 and he's playing an assassin.
Trick Esport has set up a big push on the bottom. Their goal was to buy enough time to move to the top and move and grab the Shrine, but with Dehaka disappearing, it's become a little bit harder for them to disappear. And the top left keep is in trouble.
Yeah.
Dehaka's gotten 2.5 minion waves grouped up for that keep. They may actually get it.
They are letting it fall. They're not even moving back for it. I'm pretty sure that this keep is going to fall right now. At least it's very close to them. They're trying to make their play for the Shrine. Trick is willing to let it go. They're trying to get a Dragonite here. And again, we have only seen 3 kills in this game. This is nothing, absolutely nothing, especially how the games this weekend, last weekend have went. But we are neck and neck here with the two teams. An advantage so far still for Trick, but Liquid is fighting back the entire time. Both of the Shrines under their control. They're trying to go for it. Once again, their cleanse coming out. Sportbilly not getting stunned and can move away as Dehaka is buying the time to the top lane and goes and grabs another Shrine. And this is now the moment when Alex is moving back to at least deal with the Night Camp. And Hanzo, probably going to make his way over. Yeah, they're going to take another Night Camp here and try to push it away themselves.
And still Avatar being used, which means the Nubrax Cocoon can
they
go on
need
Murder
to
now.
hurry. All right, they're going to get the Shrine at the top, but that could have been a little bit faster. And Ubarak moved in, and that allowed them to get it. But second later, maybe 2, and a Dragonite could have been channeled by Team Liquid.
I'm just watching this middle lane here. At any moment, a fight can open.
That camp at the top lane, by the way, is super important for Trick now, because it opens up so much space for them. They have finally vision of the lane, and they know that their keep, which miraculously survived the wave pressure earlier, will not be taken down by a minion wave or Dehaka. So that's a big game changer. It cannot be overstated how important that top wave being pushed out by the camp is at this point. It's a colossal safety net for Trick Esports.
Team Liquid wants to fight. Sportbilly's jumped in. Alex Proji goes forward, jet propulsion. They go straight for Nurok. Nurok will use the timeout. Dehaka's in the web. Hasselhoff is saving him for now. Sportbilly on the back left does not have Avatar for 7 seconds. He has to be careful.
Yeah, at this point, in the bunker once again. Arrow hits. So does
Rhaegar.
Ancestral. Rhaegar is low and he is down. And Nubarak falls as well though. And Nubarak is dead and Alex is also falling. A double kill for Team Liquid as they take the front line of Trick Esports apart. And Nubarak and Blaze destroyed.
Ethernal is able to use Brushstroke. He'll head straight to the top. They have to deal with this Night Campus up here. They don't mind if they lose out in the gate and the turret. That's not too big of a deal, but taking damage on the keep would be annoying. Greymane defends that. And it's a 2-for-1, and I don't know if we can have any progress for our teams. No support for Team Liquid makes it hard for them to trade out.
Yeah. I don't think that Team Liquid can get a Dragon out of this. I don't think so.
We'll see if they can try to.
They have enough poke. They can make a rotation to the top. They need to be careful. This is about vision now. The only thing that Trick saw up to this moment was Dehaka at the top. Now they know that Chromie is at the bot lane, but that's already about it. So now with the Hazobs and Sportbilly showing, they know that the main part of Team Liquid is at the bot lane, so they can rotate easily to the top. Li Ming even teleporting in, just quickly retaking the shrine. So they're buying time. And you can see that Inuburak and also Blaze are nearly back. So it's very well done. And notice how they also took the very, very safe path on the map, all the way behind the forts to the top. The worst case scenario in this situation is if you get caught in the middle and you lose another hero just as the 2 dead ones are about to come back. But now they have to move into the mid lane. They have to move into the mid lane first and try to make sure that there's no channel happening. Alex even is forced in. He was trying to deal with the camp at the bot lane, but they have no vision. They only see that the top is taken, so now they need to make sure that nobody channels and that they are in a situation where they can fight the team fight.
And kind of pinched here too. The Nubarak will be able to peel off, but Dahaka can come in on that bush on the side.
And Nubarak peeled off because he saw Grey main top. So now they reclaim that, now they don't have to fight anymore. It's all about vision at this point. And if they see the Haka at the top, they still can't split an Uberog off. They could only do it because there was no global there. So again, both of the teams looking for an opportunity. But this Dragon Knight, 24 minutes into the game, can definitely end this. Especially, it doesn't matter who gets it. If Liquid gets the Dragon Knight, they can end top. They could even go bottom if they wanted to, and Trick can end bot as well. Here comes Eternal, and he's in a world of trouble. They take the Shrine. Eternal is going to fall here. He's trying his best. He hits a triple. Is that going to be enough? Nah, it's not. The Haka is down. The Haka is just simply down. And this could be the beginning of the end.
Big pick up there for Trick Esport. Dahaka falling. Team Liquid sets up for a possible gank on someone if they can find a target. The slowing stands down here for Alex Aproji will be enough to slow him down. Arrow comes out. Hasselhoff gets cleansed. Sport Billy drops on Stormbolt. Big combo coming in for Chromie, but it's still a 5-4.
Yeah, and they are trying to get another kill. They want to stack this. Now it's just a fight at the top because Alex is already on his way to the bot lane. And he is going to get that shrine. Question is what happens top, because that would be a 4 versus 4 fight. But Alex can put some pressure onto the bottom lane right now by even taking another wave away from their opponent. So they are poking. They are looking for a flank. They're trying to make something happen so that they can reclaim the shrine here to the top. And now they go for Muradin. Ancestral coming through. Maka is low and he is down. Li Ming is dead. Muradin and Rhaegar jumping on her and taking her apart. Big, big kill for Team Liquid.
Huge turnaround there. Blaze finally shows up to the fight, but at this point, it's a little bit too late. Team Liquid hoping to hold here. Trick is going for a flank on the side with Rimmer, but decides it's time to pull away. Dahaka's back on the field, and Team Liquid, with the global play, has a 5v4 where they can make the aggressive maneuver to go in for a dragon.
And they're going straight for it. They can't get the dragon. If they get the dragon, then Trick is in trouble. But Liquid, they want it right now. They are going to try and fight for this, but Blaze up at the top is reclaiming it. It's only buying time. You're only trying to buy time here. And Team Liquid is loose. Look how the shield at the core is just completely getting destroyed by those catapults. They do so much damage. We're 26 minutes into the game. The core is taking so much damage off. Chromie is coming in. She's way too late. 68%, 60%. They're losing a ton of hit points on the core.
And that might be enough. Li Ming will be here in 8 seconds. Team Liquid has made no play to move up to grab the shrine. And the catapults, MVP right now, as they buy time for Trick Esport.
Yeah, the Winions are definitely on the warpath. 40% lost. And Chromie rotated in, but shot after shot took those points away. And now we're having Li Ming back to business. They're even taking a camp. This game, 26.5 minutes as Dahaka takes the top. Both of the shrines again under the control. Catapults are soon moving in at the bot lane again. This is really the moment. Liquid is on a clock here. They need to do something, and they need to do it fast.
Sport Billy is going to be moving in on Rimmer. Stormbolt not connecting, but Eternal decided to move in. He goes and misses the isolation contagion. Trick turns around.
Tim, the bot lane. The bot lane. 2 catapults are moving in for the core. Any second right now. Here comes the Cocoon. The fight is on. Team Liquid is going for it, but the catapults are locking on. The catapults locked onto the core. Liquid needs to back, and they need to do it. They need to do it right now. 40% at this point, and they are on the run. The arrow comes, doesn't hit anything here. The engage attempt again, but 36%, 31. Liquid is losing more and more ground to this pushing bot lane. The Winions are definitely here to take it for Trick Esports.
Team Liquid may have to just fight now. They may have to turn around and try to get engaged with Dragon Arrows being down. Hasselhoff grabs the Giants. There is still a push on the top side for Team Liquid, so at least that's going for them. Team Liquid now sets up camp on the bottom shrine. This is their best point to stop those catapults from moving in.
Yeah, Liquid has to push forward now. They need to do something. And taking control of the bottom lane would help them, just to push it out. That's what they're trying to do. You can see it here. Push a few waves out, take the Siege Giants, just relieve that pressure. And the fight over the game-winning Dragon Knight is still on. Alex is there. They're going in once more for Sport Billy, but he jumps out and oh my god, Norok with the damage against Marke.
Dahaka's on the left. He's going for the shrine. Does get interrupted right away. Has the isolation up now. He can turn around and get a nice big contagion if he's able to hit it. Bunker being used by Oxyprogy. He will jet away from the fight.
Yeah, but top lane is pressuring now against Trick. They're going to lose it. They're going to lose the keep. If they don't send someone back, and they simply can't, they're going to lose that keep pretty soon here. And the bot lane is going to take quite some time to get dangerous again. They go for the fight. The fight might decide it all, and Alex falls. Alex is down.
And Chroma gets Ancestral. When she goes straight in the timeout, Rhaegar gets put in the web, but he got the Ancestral out, and now Eternal turns around, looks at the dragon, and he will become one. There we go. A 28-minute dragon as Dahaka heads to the top.
Trick needs to all in now. And Liquid knows it. Trick can only all in, and they are immediately caught because Liquid knows it's going to happen. They know there is no way for Trick Esports to stop this push, so they knew to have some heroes between the mid and the bot lane. They saw Hanzo moving in, and immediately they blow him up. Just look how that monster hits. This Dragon Knight is...
4 hits and the shield's gone.
That guy doesn't hit like a truck. He picks the truck up and hits stuff with it. It's look at the damage output. That's 10% nearly with every single hit of the axe.
It's like that scene in Pacific Rim with the big boat. Trick Esports moves in, brings in the damage. Team Liquid